Hi friends, today we are going to talk about public and private IP addresses. We're not going to go in depth of public and private IP addresses, but we're going to understand how we can find out public and private IP address of an instance and what does it actually mean. So for example, you have an instance. So an instance is always part of a network if it has networking enabled. For example, you have this instance and this instance has multiple network interfaces. Network interfaces are basically the computer components, we can say. Physical network interfaces are computer components which enable networking in the system. For example, uh, laptops generally have a single network interface. One of the mostly used network interfaces is to connect to the internet. So whenever you are connecting to the internet, you are always making connection from your network interface to the network interface of the servers which you are trying to access. For example, if you are accessing google.com, so it is establishing connection from the interface on which network connectivity is enabled to the network interface of the servers which are hosted in google.com. And network interface can have IP address, and since IP address is basically the address of your house. Let's say IP address is address of your house, and ports are basically the doors through which you can go out or get inside the house. So IP and port are very essential for communication in networking. So you are sending traffic from IP and port of your instance to the IP and port of google.com. So how can we find out what is our IP address? Okay. So the best way to find out IP address is ifconfig command. So ifconfig command gives us the IP address. In my case, this is the IP address 10.0.0.17. This is my IP address. Since my system has multiple IP addresses, you can see that there are multiple IP addresses. This is one of the IP address. This is one of the interface. This is one of the interface. This is the virtual interface. You can also create virtual interfaces, network interfaces. We're not going to go in details of that, but just like physical interface, you can also have virtual interfaces. So this is one of my IP address. And another IP address that you can get is your public IP address. Okay. So since I am connecting by an ISP, internet service provider, the IP address that I will get will be the public IP address of my ISP. The ISPs or internet service providers are not providing public address to each and every user. They are providing private IP addresses to the users, and whenever a particular user wants to access anything on the internet, what they are doing is all the data travels through the ISP servers, and then that data is basically translated to go via public IP address. This may sound confusing, but this is how it happens, because you're not getting public IP address each and every time. Each and every user is not getting public IP address. There is a translation service, network address translation service sitting in between, and each and every instance in the network can access the internet via network address translation, and they can get IP address. They can get the data from the internet. So let's see what is my IP address. So you can get your IP address, public IP address, using this command. In this case, this is a website basically, and this is a command. So this is basically an API which you can call to get your public IP address. Let's see what we get. when we access this website from the browser. So this is a slow website. We're going to come back here. But to get your private IP address, what you have to do is you have to issue the command ifconfig on your Linux system, ifconfig, and it is going to give you IP address for each and every interface that is present on your system. And if you want to know your public IP address, you have to do curl to a particular website called ifconfig.me. There are other websites also which can give you a public IP address. So that is how it works. Yes, you can see that we get the public IP addresses. So this is a website which you can access. We are going to see in short why do we need NAT or network address translation service or network address translation servers. So consider a very small scenario. You have your servers running on AWS. You create a server, you host an application on that server, and you expose it to port 80, and you have your laptop here, and you want to access that application using your browser. So what you're going to do is you are going to request AWS to provide it a public IP address. So you can just hit this public IP address on port 80 and you're going to get the data. Similarly, if you set up another service, you expose port 80 or any other port that you want, you get your application running, and then you can access it via your web browser. Now, this is okay for a small scale, but as the number of servers that you are hosting on increase, each and every public IP address costs you money. So you want to reduce that usage. So what you do is, and besides that, you are also exposing your server. You're also exposing your server to various attacks, because they are nefarious or harmful people or bad people who want to attack your server, who want to steal your data, who want to steal your computation power for doing evil things. So what another option we have is, what we do is inside the AWS or the cloud provider, we create a private network. Private network is we keep all the instances in the private network, or these have only private IP addresses R1, R2. Okay, and what we do is, if you want to expose a particular service, we let's say that we don't want to access the data, we are just doing some computation work on these servers, and for those computation work we need access to the internet. These servers need access to the internet. Besides that, we don't want to access these servers on port 80. So what we're going to do is, we don't have to give public IP address to each and every server. What we are going to do is we are going to set up a NAT service and give it one IP address, one IP. Okay. Now, whenever R1 needs to access some resource from google.com, it is going to send its traffic via NAT, and the response is going to come back to this. Similarly, when R2 wants to send the traffic to this, it is going to send the traffic to NAT, and the response is going to come back via the same. And let's say R3 also wants to send the data outside, so it is going to send it like this. So we can see here that the path taken by the instances is managed by the NAT. Only NAT has a public IP address. All these instances are having private IP addresses, and that way we have controlled our cost, because we are not having 3 public IP addresses, we are just having 1 public IP address. So we are controlling cost via NAT. And second thing is, we are reducing the scope of attack on our servers. Because the major benefit of having a NAT is it is one way only. If any person or server or any attacker wants to access our servers, when he will be sending some data or something to our NAT public IP, because anyone on the internet can communicate to public IP addresses if there is no IP whitelisting or security measures open. So they are going to send that malicious code or malicious traffic to the public IP address of the NAT. And since NAT service or network address translation service is designed in such a way that only data or request from inside can go out and its response can come back. Otherwise, there can be no establishment of connections from outside to the inside servers. So when it wants to access the servers R1 and R2 or R3, it won't be able to access it. So we have increased security of our cloud infrastructure. Increased security. So how can, if we are sitting on this box, how can we find its public and private IP address? We have already seen the methods for getting the private IP address. What we have to do is we have to issue ifconfig command here. And if we want to get public IP address, it is always going to be this. Our public IP address is always going to be this. The public IP address of the NAT instances which are handling all the incoming and outgoing data from our cloud infrastructure. I hope I was able to explain how NAT works and why do we need private and public clouds. Thank you and have a nice day.